tapes us?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Could I just ask you to say your name, because we're always saying
My
your
name is Snowdrop Smith.
Okay. There's no middle name? Good.
Snowdrop.
Snowdrop, that's it.
Yeah.
And how did that name come to be? Who gave you that?
For my mother.
Your mother?
She had 4 boys, and she was waiting for a precious girl, and I came along, and I was a precious girl.
Wow. Wow. So you were the precious girl. She named you Snowdrop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure, were you spoiled because you were the only girl? Would you say you were spoiled?
I wouldn't say I was spoiled. I was independent.
Independent? Okay. All right. Did you have to do things for your brothers that girls were supposed to do?
No.
No, not necessarily. They did their own thing and you did your own thing?
Mm-hmm.
I meant to ask you earlier, how old are you right now? Today is...
I'm 99.
You're 99. On the 28th of...
29.
Well, today is the 28th of November. It's Thanksgiving Day in the year 2019. So we're just having a small family gathering with your 2 daughters and your son-in-law and a great niece, and I'm a nephew by marriage, and our son. So I just wanted to ask you a little bit more about life back then compared to life now. What do you see as being a major change in the way things are? Regardless of what it is, politics or living, houses, whatever.
Anything now is moving faster than it used to.
Much faster. Okay. All right. The cars are faster. The trains are faster. All right. So, how was it being raised in? I started to say in the South, but I don't know where you were raised. Where were you raised?
Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay, so you were in the South. And how was that experience in Birmingham, Alabama? Was there a lot of prejudice, racism?
It wasn't bothering people that much.
Everybody
was going on by their business.
Everyone knew what the code was.
Yeah, they go about their business.
And they would go on about their business. So then when you raised your children, where did you raise your children?
Be independent.
But where did you raise them? Down south or up here in the north?
New York.
In New York, okay. All right.
And I was married to a military.
Okay. You're a military man and okay.
He was stationed at West Point.
All right. And so you lived right near West Point. In fact, it was
I lived on West Point.
On West Point. They consider that West Point. Okay. Okay. So what's I thought it was Highland Falls.
Well, yeah, West Point is close to Highland Falls.
Okay. All right. So they consider it
housing on West Point.
Okay.
The town.
All right. So that housing was on West Point.
Yeah. It was only after my father retired. Ask her why she moved to Highland Falls.
All right. So after your husband retired, then you moved to Highland Falls.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how was it raising 3 girls? Was that hard? Was that?
No, they belonged to different activities around, and they was known who they was.
Okay. All right. So how did you create such independent young ladies? Back in that day, they were supposed to get married and find a man, right? And get married and stay married to him, right? I'm looking at the daughters now. But how did you get them to be so successful in life?
Well, they was with the social successful crowd.
Okay, all right. So And you know, I have to tell you, and I want to document it on this, on our little documentary here. Your hair, Grandmother Smith has always had such beautiful hair. I've always admired her hair, and today, even today at 99, it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. So there was I don't want to go too much longer because I don't want to wear you out. But there was a foundation established in your name. What was that all about?
Snowdrop Smith Award.
Snowdrop.
The Snowdrop
Smith
Community Service Award.
Community Service Award. Okay, that was established in your name. What was that all about? Do you
There's different activities that I participate in.
Oh, okay.
When you turned 90, we established it to encourage volunteerism and community service among young people and to recognize and encourage them to continue with volunteerism and community service as you did your entire life.
Okay, all right. Excellent, thank you. Thank you, so that's interesting. Pardon? So, right, I was definitely going to do that. Some of the volunteering activities that you were involved in would be like what? Could you give us an example?
American Legion Auxiliary.
Oh, American Legionnaires, wow.
American Legion Auxiliary.
American Legion Auxiliary, okay, I'm sorry. My mistake. Wow, and what was their emphasis on? Because I'm not totally familiar with that.
Let the daughter give you that.
Let the daughter, one of the daughters.
Patriotism,
And service to country.
Patriotism, service to country, all right, very good, very nice, very nice.
and ask her about Castle Point.
And Castle Point, they're telling me to ask you about Castle Point. You gotta tell me about Castle Point. What's significant about Castle Point?
Castle Point is distinguished for the cadets.
No, it's for veterans.
For veterans, okay.
For veterans. And how many volunteer hours did you have at Castle Point? Over 20,000.
20,000.
20,000 volunteer hours
Unbelievable.
as an ambassador. And she initiated a coffee cart that went to the various clinics while the veterans were waiting to be seen for their appointments. She established this coffee cart probably close to 20 years ago now. And the coffee cart went from clinic to clinic, offering veterans and whoever was waiting with them coffee or tea, a little refreshment while they were waiting to be seen for their various doctor's appointments. And she created that. She started that about 20 years ago, the coffee cart at Castle Point, the Veterans Administration Hospital over in Castle Point, New York.
Now, you say that, and it reminds me of what my mom and dad used to do. Something my dad was a co-founder of. It was called the Ephesus Feeders Club. And they used to go to the Veterans Hospital, a group of them, and feed the veterans that couldn't feed themselves because they had no arms or no hands, or maybe they just weren't able. So that's interesting. That's interesting. And I guess he would have been in his early 90s if he were alive.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good. I'm so happy. We're here, by the way, at the Lutheran Care Center in Poughkeepsie, New York, on this Thanksgiving Day in 2019. So thank you very much, Grandmother. I hope we'll have another time again to talk.
I have the daughter continue.
A daughter well, I think you told me quite a bit.
Well, I think you brought up one thing.
But please, come.
If I could add in here, you were asking her about, of course, she was the first daughter to Peter and Marietta Randallson. But ultimately...
First or only?
First.
Okay.
There were 4 girls and 7 boys. She was one of 11. But she just happened to be the first.
Okay.
And obviously beautiful,
Obviously.
talented, generous,
Obviously.
loving, caring,
All of them.
nurturing. and still here. She and her sister Marietta are the two that are remaining.
Wow, wow.
And we are her two daughters that remain.
Yes, thank you.
And we are her two daughters, and we lost our sister Mary.
There were three of us.
There were three. But
I'm Jackie,
I'm Jackie, and
And
I
I'm
live in,
Edwina.
and I live in Arizona.
the baby.
Amen for the baby. Can we get a hey,
Amen
Lauren, can
for
we
the
get a
baby.
can we get a solid for the babies?
And I'm the middle child. I'm the middle.
The cheerleader.
Well, thank you very much, grandmother. I really enjoyed spending a few minutes with you to talk about good old times. All right.
Thank you.
Premiumbeat.com.
Smile.
Happy birthday to you.
And many more. Make a big wish. You gotta make a wish.
Alright.
Okay, here we go, y'all.
Man, are you ready to help?
Very good.
And 93 more.
Alright.
You like your cake? Isn't it pretty?
It's beautiful.
Looks just like you.
I
have a comment to share.
Slice it up.
I remember, I think it was 88, that's the first year. It
Yeah,
was the first year we decided as a family to come together.
88.
And kind of, when did you guys come down?
Yeah.
You guys came 88, it was 88 birthday.
Yep.
And here we are at 93 together. Our family's growing. And we're just so happy to have you as part of our family, as our matriarch.
Our matriarch.
All of you guys, and you know, we're going to continue to do this. This is like I tease my cousins. This is not just a 1 year wonder. This is a 30 years. We got some of us are 40, close to 40, so we still got 30 more years to be 70. So by 70, we can take a break.
Our Mary looks
Until then, we're working hard to stay healthy.
What? Right.
She's not 70 yet.
Oh, that's what we gotta have a party in the fall, Joe.
What time then we gonna be like?
So your grandmother's 70th birthday?
Turn 40, she turned 70.
Grandmary.
She's turned. Well, no. We have to have a party this year. Amanda.
We turned 60 this year, y'all. We turned 60 in July.
So you know what? So our next main trip will be 40, 60, 70, 94.
Oh no, it's the 30th anniversary of her 30th birthday.
Premiumbeat.com. Premiumbeat.com.
Here, look in this pocketbook.
Okay.
I'm trying to sell the keys.
Here, Amanda.